What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to Nerd Media, and today we're going to be talking about Thunderbolts because it has officially hit theaters. But specifically, we're going to be diving into the post-credit scene and why I think it sets up so many crazy things to come in the next few films for the MCU. So, with all that being said, if you're new to the channel, hi, I'm Nerd Media. I talk about movies, TV shows, and comic books daily, every single day, besides Sundays most weeks. And today we're talking about Thunderbolts and its post-credit scene, so obviously there's going to be spoilers ahead. So if you haven't seen the film, go watch it, check it out. It's a really, really great film, and you're not going to regret it. So with all that being said, don't forget to like and subscribe, stick around in the video, and let's dive into it. So Thunderbolts ends with the group being officially named the New Avengers, and that leads into a few fun post-credit scenes that we get, which the first one is Red Guardian kind of advertising himself on the Wheaties box in an aisle in the grocery store, which I think was pretty funny, and it's a really great callback to those giant Wheaties box stands that we have at the AMC theaters, and just getting him referencing the Wheaties box and the Red Guardian limo scene, all of that was a really fun one. And I really enjoyed that. I thought that was funny, and it's really cool that they're all on their own Wheaties box. So that was a fun one. But then we get into the second post credit scene, which if you guys were looking at the credits, probably got spoiled for you because they literally named the music composer in there who did the Fantastic Four music. But we get a tease for Fantastic Four, and guys, I really feel like this is alluding to some crazy things that we could be seeing in Fantastic Four this July. Because not only does it confirm that they are going to be coming to the MCU, it really does confirm that they may actually have just abandoned their world when Galactus consumes it. Because I know that's a theory that a lot of us have had for this movie, is that it's going to be a classic, like, disaster kind of film, and we just see them abandon their world where they have to choose their family or their world, and they choose their family and they just go to a random universe and it happens to be the MCU. I think that's what's happening, and I really think that's what they're setting up, but we don't know what's in that ship. Maybe it's not the Fantastic Four. Maybe it's just a message. We don't know. But I'm assuming that it's going to be the Fantastic Four and they abandon their world. Did Marvel spoil their movie? No, but at least maybe for us they did because we really read into all this stuff. But I think that it was an awesome post-credit scene, and it's a really great way to set up Fantastic Four. And to capitalize on how great this post-credit scene was, the Russo brothers directed it, which I did not know until last night after I posted my spoiler-free review. And I was like, wow, what if this is a scene from Avengers Doomsday? Because if you guys remember, in Ant-Man, the Russo brothers directed the post-credit scene of that movie, which was Steve, Bucky, and Sam just in that scene in Civil War when Bucky has the giant thing on his arm so he can't attack anybody. So that scene was actually in Civil War. What if this scene is actually in Avengers Doomsday? And when we see Bucky say that he like had a disagreement with Sam about the Avengers and how he's gonna sue him for that, for using that name, which I think is gonna set up a crazy conflict for Doomsday. Maybe we actually get to see that scene in Doomsday, and this is actually a scene that takes place in that film. I wouldn't be surprised if it is, and I honestly think that if it was like in the first 20 minutes of the film, I would be pretty excited, and I think that there's a very good chance that this is an actual scene in the film and that they already have their first piece of Avengers Doomsday done. Like, that would be crazy, and I really honestly hope that's the case because that would just take us all the way back to like phase 2 of Marvel where they used to do this stuff. It would just be awesome, like how they did it also in Doctor Strange, where they teased Thor was going to be in the Doctor Strange was going to be in Thor. It's like it's gonna happen, and I really, really hope that it's true because that's just so cool, and I really, really dug this post-credit scene a lot. And yeah, like I said earlier, it really is going to set up this post-credit scene really is going to set up a great conflict with the new Avengers and Sam Wilson's Avengers because I think they're gonna have some really, really fun back and forth banter, and there could even be a universe dependent conflict that rises because of their divide in Doomsday. And I really do think that the divide that these two teams are going to have is going to come into play and how they are going to defeat Doom. Because, like, guys, it's going to be such a great conflict. It's going to be like Thor and the Guardians being together and having their back and forth banter. It's going to be like that, but it's going to be so much crazier and so much more fun. Like, we are going to have two Avengers teams, the Fantastic Four and the OG X-Men, fighting Doctor Doom all in Avengers Doomsday in just under a year. That is crazy that just came out of my mouth, but I am just so excited. It is going to set up some crazy conflict and some really great back and forth banter, and hopefully Bucky and Sam's relationship doesn't get destroyed in Doomsday, but we'll have to wait and see. And also in this post-credit scene and at the end of the film, Bob doesn't really use his powers because he loses his memory, and he also knows that the Void is probably going to come back out if he uses them. At least that's what it's like in the comics. I don't know if I'm getting it mixed up or not, but I'm wondering what kind of role he will play in Avengers Doomsday because we know he's in the film. I'm thinking that maybe he is going to use his powers and the Void is going to play some sort of role in that film, which would be crazy. That would make everything so much more chaotic and so much more worse for the characters. And I think that would be really fun. Like if we see the Void somehow come into play and Bob has to use his powers to save the Thunderbolts, maybe that would be really cool. And I really do feel like hopefully they go that route because they can't just put him in there for no reason, just have him like do the dishes all the time. Like I don't know, like that would just be really strange. And I'm really excited to see the role he's going to play and how I think the Void's probably going to come back in Avengers Doomsday. And we'll have to wait and see, but I really do think that the Void is probably going to come back either in Doomsday or in Secret Wars. But I would probably put my money on Doomsday over Secret Wars, honestly. But yeah, guys, this was a crazy post-credit scene, and it really set up a lot of really exciting stuff for the MCU and its future. But I want to hear from you guys. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought of the Thunderbolts post-credit scene, and what are your thoughts? Do you think that it was the best one we've gotten of the multiverse saga? Do you think that post-credit scenes are meaningful now? And what are your predictions for how things are going to go down in Fantastic Four? And what do you think the conflict is going to be like in Avengers Doomsday? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you stuck around this long and you're new to the channel, thank you so much. Clearly, I said something that you liked, so subscribe and comment down below what you think of all. And comment down below your thoughts. I would love to have some discussions with you guys. And with all that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.